Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final live stream of 2024 and welcome to a general Chelsea chat and analysis of an absolute shit show of an end to the year, culminating with a pathetic performance at Portman Road last night, slumped to a 2-0 defeat, second consecutive defeat in the league this season, and it means it's now 1 point from our last 3 games and just 1 goal scored against Everton, Fulham and Ipswich. It doesn't make for good reading. We knew a blip in form was coming. We knew a slump would come at some point in the season, but I didn't expect it to be against these sort of sides and quite to the degree that it has been to. But here we are. We are still 4th in the league, but the gap is closing rapidly. Newcastle are now only 5 points behind, 3 points behind us, I believe. 3 points behind us, Newcastle now. And yeah, we could find ourselves in a very, very difficult race for the top 4. There's a lot to dive into as well, guys. Loads to dive into. Our cracks starting to emerge for Enzo Maresca. Christopher Nkunku not doing enough. Joao Felix not doing enough. Axel To Sassy, we must never see this man in a fucking Chelsea shirt again as a right back. Strange selection issues. Is Chelsea's squad depth actually as good as what myself and many others have made out? We're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into a lot of things, guys, because right now, Maresca, rightfully has been praised for the start to the season. Now he's got to show, can he handle the adversity? That is the big thing now. Can Maresca handle the adversity? That is what we're looking for now. Got full trust in him. I'm not questioning him in terms of his managerial ability, but there's a few decisions that he's been making in recent weeks that just haven't really made sense. And he needs to take it right back to basics, in my opinion. But big up to everyone that's locked in, guys. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you are new around here. All of that good stuff. And let's say hello to a few of you, and then we're going to dive into proceedings. Time to sell To Sassy. Yeah, I would agree on that one. We're not scoring goals now, and our defence is as shit as it's always been. We're exactly where we should be. We need a striker, centre-half, and a keeper. Yeah, this is like, I don't think this is pointing out anything that we didn't already know. We know we need another striker. We know that the defence is not good enough, particularly in a centre-back area. And yes, we are exactly where we expect to be. I don't think all of the defenders are average. I think Wesley Fofana is the best. And, I'm going to get into it, but all of you lot that were questioning Wesley Fofana, questioning me, questioning Fofana, oh yeah, we should play Tosin. Tosin's much better. Look how shit we are defensively when Fofana doesn't play. We are a much worse side without him in the team. So all of you lot that were saying to me, oh, Fofana's not all that. I'll play Tosin. He's miles better. No, he fucking isn't. We need Wesley Fofana in this team, and we are a much better team when Wesley Fofana plays. I don't want to hear any of this rubbish from anyone anymore saying that we're a better team without Fofana, or that Fofana's not actually that good. It is utter nonsense. So we need to make sure that I'm not hearing that shit anymore. Yeah, I did just change a thumbnail. I did see that. Apologies. I don't know what I was getting to there. Chelsea 2, Ipswich 1. Yeah, madness. I wish it was. What else are people saying in the chat? Don't think cracks are showing as they were already there when we were winning, said all season long, not sustainable with our shocking defence. I think what we are finding now as well is that we've got a complete lack of depth in midfield because obviously Lavia and Ugochukwu and Santos were sent on loan. You can't rely on Lavia's fitness. He doesn't rate Chukwuemeka, doesn't rate Dewsbury Hall. Cassidy not good enough. And now we're seeing that last night in particular, we were looking like Oscar Pistorius in midfield. No legs. We were no legs in midfield. A real lack of depth in the middle of the park. And it's looking a little bit peak right now. And some decisions need to be made, and some big decisions at that. No, I don't agree with that at all. I really don't. I don't think that's got anything to do with it whatsoever. I don't think that's got anything to do with it whatsoever. But yeah, Selhurst Park is a difficult place to go. I think the last 2 or 3 visits there, we've required last-minute winners. Certainly on the last 2 seasons. Last season, we had a last-minute winner from Gallagher, and then under Graham Potter, there was a last-minute winner from Conor Gallagher as well. So yeah, that's not a happy hunting ground. Well, I say not a happy hunting ground. It's very difficult for us there also. Nah, bro, we're phase one. We're phase one. Maresca saying to the board, I'm not happy with the squad. Look, I think, he perhaps isn't that happy with the squad. Maybe he's not. I think you can tell by certain decisions that he's making that he doesn't trust certain players. There's a reason why certain players aren't playing that much, because at the end of the day, they're not good enough and they're not bringing enough to the table. And we're going to discuss a few of these. Ben Chilwell can't be worse than To Sassy. I know Enzo loves the inverted. Bro, we're not going to play Ben Chilwell at right back. But what I don't understand is why you have 3 right backs on the bench, right? But you decide to play To Sassy out of position at right back when you know he's shit at right back, when you know he doesn't play well there, when you know even in the Conference League he's been caught out at right back. But you decide to name 3 right backs on the bench. Obviously, Reece wasn't going to play, but you've got Gusto on there. Okay, maybe you could say he's not been in the best form recently. Josh Achimpong has just signed a new long-term contract with Chelsea, and you're telling me that he's not good enough to play at right back against Ipswich over To Sassy. I mean, are we serious right now? Is that what we're saying here? I mean, it's utter nonsense. No, we're definitely top 4 material. Absolutely. I don't buy that this squad's not good enough for the top 4. The squad is absolutely good enough for the top 4. No doubt about it in my mind. And nothing's like this recent run of results has been poor, but nothing in my mind has changed that we are not going to finish in the top 4, because we've got a squad that is more than capable on this one. More than capable. It's that's the reality. We've got no good centre backs. Fofana is always injured. Yes, big up. What else are you lot saying in the chat? Colwell has been a little bit underwhelming, but I think also partly that also goes hand in hand with the fact that he's not got Fofana alongside him. Colwell is so much better when Fofana plays alongside him. Simple as that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, there's so much coming in the chat. I'll try and get through as much of it as I can. But what the result does mean, guys, is that there's been, we stay 4th, which, look, that's a good position to be in. We all would have taken that come the start of the season, that we'd end the year in the top 4. We absolutely all would have taken that. But this is alarming here, guys. We were before we played Everton, right? We were 11 points ahead of Newcastle and 9 points ahead of 6th place. Now, 3 games later, we are just 3 points ahead of Newcastle, and we are just 4 points ahead of Manchester City in 6th place. So, dropping 8 points in our last 3 games has seen the gap shrink big time. And there's so much inconsistency in the league that if you go on a run of winning 2 or 3 games here and there, you can close that gap right up. And that is exactly what Newcastle have done. They were 11 points behind us 3 games ago. Now they are just 3 points behind us. We were 9 points ahead of Man City, and now we are just 4 points ahead of them. So luckily, we built a little bit of a buffer to those teams so that it hasn't become a huge issue. But now the gap's closed right up, and we really can't afford to be dropping too many more points over the next few weeks, because we will very quickly find ourselves outside the top 4 and in a big race for the Champions League, when it looked like, not only a few weeks ago, we're looking like we were a pretty good bet to finish in the top 4. So, that's how quickly the state of play can change in the league, and has changed in the league. And you go to Crystal Palace and you're thinking, this is going to be a very, very tricky one. But look, I think this is spot on here. So we've not been playing well. This has been coming. No, again, I think that's massively, massively harsh. We're not a relegation standard defense. If you actually look at our defensive record, it's not that bad in the league. We're nowhere near as bad defensively as what's made out. We absolutely miss Fofana, no doubt about it. And it doesn't help when you're not playing a proper right back at right back. As I was saying, you know, I don't want anyone to say to me that Wesley Fofana is not important to this team. He is absolutely vital to us defensively. Not only is he a top defender, but you look at it and he is so much. Colwell is so much better when Fofana plays alongside him, and Fofana, you know, is a front foot defender. You know, he's athletic, he's great ball carrier, he's aggressive on and off the ball, and there were so many of you. I'm not necessarily saying there might have been some of you in the chat, but there were so many people in general who were saying that couldn't appreciate what Fofana was bringing to this team. Athleticism, ball carrying, aggression, great aggression on the ball, great aggression off the ball. You know, when he was playing in that right centre-back role, he then put Colwell, who was normally plays central centre-back when Fofana's playing, and you look at the difference in the way that he controls the ball, the way that he dictates the play, and the way that he was playing a lot of those line-breaking passes. You simply do not see that anymore without Fofana in the team. So not only are we affected by Fofana's absence, Colwell is also affected by Fofana's absence. And yes, Tosin has had a couple of good games against Everton. He was okay against Fulham. This is not the answer, guys. This absolutely is not the answer. Tosin at centre-half is not the answer to our issues and to what we are looking for. And I just wanted to get that out there. But the gap now is closing down, and that is something that we do need to be very, very wary of. When it's Fofana back, I've got absolutely no idea. Hopefully soon. Hopefully back soon, because we need him back soon. You know, we desperately need him back soon because there's a lot of issues that we need to deal with defensively. A lot of issues that we need to deal with defensively. But I told you lot. I said to you time and time again, do not disrespect Wesley Fofana. And there were loads of you in the chat that were disrespected him. And now look how shit we are defensively when he doesn't play. And look how much it's affecting Levi Colwell. Now, sticking with defence, let me just get to this super chat first. Big up to Stephen Lloyd. Thank you for the donation, brother. I think I pronounced that right. It seems confidence is lacking, worrying. Yeah, you know, this is obviously, for me, a very confidence-based team. Last night, it looked like we had absolutely zero confidence. Maybe that last gasp defeat to Fulham has had more of an effect on us than we potentially expected. But yeah, we looked like we were lacking confidence last night. First half, we weren't that bad. Second half, we were absolutely garbage. You know, that was a throwback to the Graham Potter days, 22-23 season. We were absolutely shocking last night, and particularly in that second half. But one thing I do want to discuss is Axel To Sassy. You know, because that for me is a major problem, is Axel To Sassy, guys. Major problem for us. I don't know why Maresca keeps playing him, you know, and it's a double problem, Axel To Sassy. As Nizar Kinsella has said here, I'll just bring it up on screen. It's a double issue, guys. Not only is he not a right back and he struggles in that role, so yet why does Maresca keep picking him there? As I said earlier, his minutes block chances for Josh Achimpong, who has just signed a fucking new contract. So if I'm Josh and I'm sitting there and Reece James and Gusto aren't available and I've just signed a new long-term deal, I'm convinced about the pathway that I'm being shown, and yet against Ipswich away, a newly promoted side, I cannot start ahead of Axel To Sassy in fucking right back. If I'm Achimpong, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, hang on a second, Gaffer, what the fuck is going on here? Why am I not playing when James and Gusto aren't playing? Why are you deciding to go with Axel To Sassy? What possible reason could there be to play To Sassy? To Sassy, I'm sorry, he's an okay centre-back. At right-back, he is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. His role in the second goal, pathetic, giving the ball away. Absolutely pathetic giving the ball away. Even the build up to the penalty was absolute dog shit from the Sassy as well. He stepped up, he overcommitted, missed the tackle, and then he puts us on the back foot and he puts us in a dangerous area. And then Delap's in on goal. Madueke also doesn't follow the fullback, should have stayed with his man. And then you look at the defending for the second goal as well. Obviously, he gives the ball away. Hutchinson and Delap have got so much fucking space in the box. That and I'm not sure if you guys have seen it back again. The defending to try and block the shot from Hutchinson is absolutely pathetic. Tosin was dog shit against Delap. And then I don't know who the two in the middle were. It was fucking lazy, moving like they're playing football stuck in the mud. Who was it? It was fucking To Sassy again and dog shit from Tosin, man putting his knee down like he was curtsying for the fucking king. It's honestly, what was going on there? What the fuck was going on there? But the Axel To Sassy thing, it must end, and it must end now. We must never, ever see Axel To Sassy play at right back again for Chelsea Football Club. Never, ever again should we be seeing that, guys, because that is simply inexcusable, and there is absolutely no reason whatsoever to see To Sassy play at right back for Chelsea Football Club again when you have 3 fucking right backs available and you decide to play none of them and you decide to play a centre-back out of position. I don't understand it. Look, Maresca's done a really good job so far since he's come in. Why do you keep picking To Sassy? As I said, he was at fault for the Hutchinson goal. He overcommitted up the pitch for the fucking penalty in the first place. And like when he was played at right back before, guys, how many times have we struggled and seen To Sassy struggle when he's on the ball in wide areas? He doesn't have the physical profile to get up and down the pitch. He's not getting up the pitch, whipping balls into the box in the final third. And I also, having just absolutely slated him, I do actually feel a bit sorry for him because he's not a right back. He shouldn't be playing out there. He shouldn't be forced to step up. But that is on Maresca. Is he a good centre back? He's okay, and he's certainly better there than he is in the fucking right back. But that's on Maresca. That is on Maresca. We all know To Sassy is shit at right back and shouldn't be playing there. So it shouldn't be any surprise to see To Sassy at right back play shit. So that is on the manager, and a manager has got to take responsibility for those decisions. That was absolutely baffling and made 0 sense whatsoever. Made absolutely 0 sense. I just didn't understand it at all. I did not understand it. I cannot understand it. And yeah, it was an absolute shambles, guys. It was an absolute shambles. But there we go. That is where we are at the moment. Shambles defensively. The To Sassy situation must never ever be seen again. And look, To Sassy's best performance of the season, not that there's been many, was probably he played pretty well against Southampton. And that's the only time I think in the Premier League he's played at centre back. But it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And it just makes a mockery of Josh Achimpong signing a new contract. It really, really does. But it's not just with To Sassy that we need to have serious conversations about. What do you mean? What's wrong with the title? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. What's wrong with the title? But yeah, look, To Sassy, we can't see it. We just can't see that again. And another thing we absolutely cannot see again is Christopher Nkunku playing as a number 9. We cannot see it. We cannot see that ever again. Christopher Nkunku should never be playing as a number 9 for Chelsea Football Club. He was woeful last night. He's been woeful for most of the season. And Maresca has consistently said time and time again that he is not that Nkunku is not a 9. So we can never see To Sassy at right back again, and we can never see Nkunku at a number 9 again. Okay. The only time you can maybe see that is if you chuck To Sassy on when we're protecting a lead and you're just going to put him in the box to head shit away. But he needs to be sold ASAP. And yet Nkunku, by Maresca's own admission, is not a fucking striker, yet he keeps playing him there every single time the guy is on the pitch. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Okay? Because it is not working. And when you do that, you've got Christopher Nkunku is a net negative on the pitch. You know, what did Maresca say when talking about action pong? We love Josh. Remember those words he said? We love Josh. But we love him so fucking much that we're going to leave him on the bench and play fucking To Sassy at right back. We want Mark Guiu to stay. He doesn't want Guiu to go on loan. But he'd rather play Nkunku, who struggles as a number 9. But he'd rather play Nkunku there than use Guiu, an actual striker. Make it make sense. These are the things for me right now with Maresca that are not making sense, that I'm not liking, and that are not adding up, and that need to change ASAP because it is unacceptable. And the Nkunku thing is mad. The Nkunku thing is mad because I legit thought that this guy, like we all thought this guy was going to be great for us. You know, we all thought this guy was going to be great for us. And he just hasn't been that. You know, he's not a 9. Unfortunately, he can't get in his best position because he's a 10. Because of Cole Palmer there. Felix is now ahead of him in the 10. And you watch Nkunku play as a number 9, and he's absolutely clueless. It's a mannequin challenge football up front. The guy just is a fucking statue up there. No runs in behind. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. It's honestly, what is he doing, people? What is he fucking doing? And I don't like to criticize players, but when you watch a manager say that a player is not a number 9 like Nkunku, and then persists to play him there, sees that he plays shit there, and then and then proceeds to keep playing him there when you have an actual striker on the bench who has actually shown a little bit about him, and not a single person in the chat or anywhere can tell me that we wouldn't be better off using Mark Guiu as a 9 than Nkunku. Mark Guiu at least is going to run in behind. He's going to work hard. He's going to press. He's going to do all those things. You know, Nkunku's not doing that. So no one can say to me that we wouldn't be better off playing Mark Guiu as a 9 than Christopher Nkunku, because we would. We 100% would be a million miles better off playing Guiu as a 9 than Nkunku. Simple as that. Guiu is a better option than Nkunku in the number 9. This is not me saying that Guiu is a better footballer than Nkunku. This is me saying that Guiu as a number 9 is better than Christopher Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku has shown time and time again that he cannot play the number 9 role for Chelsea Football Club. Yet the manager continues to keep picking him week after week after week in that number 9 position. You know, I don't get it. Look, admittedly, Jackson didn't do an awful lot when he came on, but I have to be honest. Nkunku and To Sassy, go. I've had enough. Those men need to be the first 2 out of the door in January. January 1st tomorrow. Those lot need to be gone. To Sassy gone, Nkunku gone, because they are net negatives for the team and they are offering absolutely nothing. They are offering fuck all to this team. When they play, they offer nothing. So I'm at a loss as to why these men are kept being played and are being played out of position. And that is on the manager, because, you know, who do we bring in for centre-back then? Because Josh is not a centre-back. You're not going to play action pong in a back 4 as a centre-back. You simply aren't. You know, there's a few things. Look, I'm not, you know, turning on Maresca or any of that bollocks, but there are a few things that I'm looking at the gaffer right now and I'm thinking, yeah, that's not making sense. You need to make sure that you fix up on a few things here, because there's a few, you're kind of moving mad on a couple of things that aren't making sense right now. You're kind of moving mad on certain things, but the Nkunku thing is just, Nkunku's just non-existent, you know, and I just, and you can maybe start to understand now, having moaned about a lack of subs in previous games, when you see the options that you've got from the bench, when you see an Nkunku who doesn't offer anything, when you see a Felix who doesn't offer very much, you're sort of then starting to think, well, hang on a second. You can understand why he's not making changes, because these men are bringing nothing to the table. These men are turning up to the dinner party with no fucking food. And that's not acceptable. You turn up to the dinner party with no food, you're not being invited again, and you're getting turned away. And this is what's happening. You know, when you need these guys to turn up with the main course or turn up with the dessert from the bench, these guys are coming off the bench with empty plates. Like that. That's not the one. So yeah, I don't want to see Nkunku play as a 9. Even from the bench, he's offering nothing. And you start to look at another thing for me that is a bit of a problem that Chelsea need to get on top of, is that maybe the squad depth isn't as good as we thought it was. And what I'm saying by this right now, what the problem, several problems here, right? We were out-battled by Ipswich last night. Out-battled by Ipswich last night. More desire from Ipswich. That is not good. And also another concern is the goals are drying up. It's 1 goal in our last 3 games. What is going on there? Something is going wrong there. We need to sort that shit out. How can, for the so-called best attack in the league, and I've labelled it that myself at times, how could we score 1 goal in 3 games? 1 goal in 3 games against Everton, Fulham, and fucking Ipswich. Nah, that's not right. That's not right. So what is going on at the moment? And back to my point about the squad depth, I think that right now, the rotation advantage that we had in the Conference League and whatnot, that's starting to go. Because now that the Conference League is gone till March, players like, you know, Palmer, for example, Caicedo, these men are no longer being rested. So these players aren't being rested anymore. So we've lost that advantage of being able to rest players in the week, because the Conference League is now gone until March. So Palmer and Caicedo are looking leggy, looking tired. And then the players who were looking pretty good in the Conference League are not performing as well in the Premier League when they're drafted in, because the level is so much higher. So when you've got these players performing in the Conference League, their deficiencies are patched over by the fact the level of opposition is so poor. So we're in a situation now where we're finding out that actually the so-called B team isn't actually as good as we thought it was. And the level of the Conference League is making us think that our rotation options can actually do a job in the Premier League, when there is a reasonable amount of evidence right now to suggest that these rotation options aren't really good enough to hack it in the Premier League for us. And that in itself is an issue. And what else is also an issue is that we've only got 40 likes and there's 90 people in the building. So guys, make sure you're smashing that like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Run the likes up, people. Smash the likes. We're on 40 likes. Let's get this to 100 likes as quickly as possible. First port of call, 50 likes. Run it up, guys. It's the final show of the year. You lot can definitely do it. It's been great support this year. So please make sure you are running those likes up, guys. But yeah, I honestly think the advantage that we had with our rotation now is looking kind of peak for us, because that advantage that we had in the Conference League, you know, players that we thought would be able to do a job for us in the Premier League, actually their deficiencies are now being exposed because the level is so much higher in the Premier League. That is the reality of the situation right now. You know, it's as simple as that. These players that were doing the business in the Conference League, they actually have shown that they're not capable of stepping up and doing the business in the Premier League. So I'm just sort of thinking now, how have we spent so much money on the squad, and yet we still need so many players? We still need a top class goalkeeper. We still need a centre forward. We still need a number 6. We still need a goal. So we need a goalkeeper, a centre back, a 6, and a striker. How, after spending all that money, do we still need basically the spine of a fucking team? How? How is that possible? How is that possible? I just don't understand it. How? I mean, honestly, it's mad. It's absolutely mad, and I don't understand it. But talking of forwards, I'll tell you what, someone who passed the audition last night, if that was the dress rehearsal, Liam Delap. I've seen enough from this brother that we need to be dropping the P's and bringing this man to the bridge, because his performance last night, well done, son. Well done, because he bullied us. I know defensively, maybe we made him look a little bit better than perhaps we should have done, but he's everything. He works so hard. He just causes chaos. He's a bit of a shithouse. But he looks like a real centre forward. But I tell you what, they did show is that he is the perfect profile of striker that we need. You know, he took on the whole of our back line and defensive midfielders, and time again, he kept coming off the better man. So what on earth were we doing defensively? But Delap looked really good. I was very impressed by what I saw from Liam Delap. Very impressed, because this guy, you know, this guy sorted us out. You know, he sorted us out, and he looks a real player. Looks like the exact kind of profile, that we need. And he was just absolutely everywhere last night, causing chaos. He's physical, roughing defenders up, running channels, working hard. You know, a different profile to Jackson, and a profile that we massively lack. And it is someone, and you hear the way that Maresca talks about him in public, that for me is him saying, yep, we need to bring this man to Stamford Bridge, because he is definitely the kind of profile that we are missing. He bullied us. He's a beast at leading the line. He was even, you know, bouncing Caicedo off him. And I've not seen that before. You know, he's strong. He wins duels. He shields the ball well. He's a good ball carrier. He's got good movement. He's a good finisher. He's intelligent. You know, he, for me, looks like the guy. He looks like the guy. Bro, this is such a simplistic view, you know, and this is the problem with the modern game, is that people purely judging players on GNA. Yeah, he didn't really do anything for Hull in the Championship, but he's looking like a very good player for us. For Ipswich. He's looking like, you know, he's more than good enough to play in the Premier League, and it's the sort of profile that Chelsea should be looking at. And think how few chances Ipswich create, and how well he's actually done in comparison. You know, put him in a better team and watch how many goals he'll score. You know, if the guy's on 7 goals for Ipswich this season, if he gets between 10 and 15 goals for a team that could well get relegated, that is a very good return. Delap, I think, 21. Came through the Man City Youth Academy, played in the same team as Cole Palmer and Romeo Lavia, the same team that won the PL2. He scored over 20 goals when Maresca was in charge of that City under-23s team. You know, so yeah, I've seen enough. Yes. Big up. Yeah, guys, run it up, run it up. Happy New Year to those of you where it's already 2025. That still baffles me how in some parts of the world it's already next year. Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, it is what it is. But I see Delap and I'm no Jackson for me is a very good striker and he's not going anywhere. So what needs to happen is Nkunku needs to be gone, and we need to be bringing in a striker to complement Jackson. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in January, but it sure as hell needs to happen in the summer. I think it's a combination. I think the gaffer made the wrong choices, and the players on the pitch simply did not perform. That's the reality, guys. That is the reality of the situation here. This is it. You know, this is what I'm saying, right? Obviously, you want to judge a striker on his output. Of course, you do. But you know, there's more to the game than just output. You know, what else is he doing? His work rate off the ball, all these kinds of things that are really important. And Delap's got those. I've realised that I've missed a couple of super chats. Apologies, Brian. Big up, my brother. We need a general on this squad. Sharpish. I hear you. I hear you. Owners are inept to run a club. No, I don't think they're inept, but we do need more in the squad. We need more in the squad. Simple as that. So bring me some more. I know it sounds mad and it sounds greedy, but it's Oliver Twist settings. Can I have some more, please, sir? That is what we need to do. Can I have some more, please, sir, when we go to the fucking board and say, guys, this squad, you might think it's good, and it is good, but we need more because it's not good enough. There are some glaring pieces of the jigsaw missing, and there shouldn't be when we've spent that much money. There really shouldn't be that many pieces of the puzzle missing. But Delap for me, I've seen enough. Bro, Gyökeres is not going to come. Look, Jonathan David, again, is a player that Chelsea do like and is someone that I wouldn't entirely rule out. You know, it's something that I wouldn't entirely rule Chelsea out of, but it's definitely going to be more likely that you see a Delap than a Jonathan David. I honestly think the more you think about the Delap situation, you know, the more obvious it seems as a Chelsea signing when you take everything into account. What else are we looking at? What else is coming in here? No, bro, Thuram's not coming. No, mate, Jonathan David is much better than Nkunku as a number 9. Much better than Nkunku as a 9. And there's no debating that at all. Jonathan David is much better than Nkunku as a 9. Bro, Carney's never in the team regardless of whether he's fit or not. He's not made a single Premier League matchday squad this season. So, yeah, whether he's injured or whatever he is, he's not making the squad regardless. Bro, how am I supposed to know it's your birthday? But yeah, happy birthday. I'm not sure. Would you take Cunha at Chelsea? Yeah, but I don't feel like he's the kind of player that we need, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, I forgot my portable charger. So yeah, unfortunately couldn't do it because I would have run out of battery and I would have been fucked getting home. So that is why there was no vlog and just a little bit of full-time action. Yeah. Carney's gone. No, bro. I've mentioned To Sassy earlier on. Yeah, dreadful. But look, for me, Delap, I've seen enough. I really have. I think he's done very, very well. Very, very well. Of course, we need to see how he does over the remainder of the season. That is really important. So let's wait and see what happens there. let's wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I think it looks good. I think he looks good, and I would very much like to see him. Because it's as simple as that. It is as simple as that for me, because I saw enough yesterday. That he is the guy that would make a difference for us. A different profile. It could be an interesting option, but I personally don't see it. I have to be real. I personally don't see it, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, look, Omar Mamouche is having a good season at Frankfurt, but again, it's just one good season. This guy has kind of appeared on the scene this season in terms of people actually taking proper notice of him. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the right route for us to go down. I'd much rather have a Benjamin Sesko or someone along those lines. The Thomas Araujo stuff has gone very, very quiet. It's gone very, very quiet. I don't see much being done in the way of business in regards to Thomas Araujo. Certainly in the summer. In January, I just don't see it. We've recalled Aaron Anselmino, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in that regard. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, but the problem is with Nkunku is that in his best position, you can't play him because he's not going to play instead of Cole Palmer. So he's got a problem, basically. Is the reality of the situation. Nkunku has got a problem, and Cole Palmer's miles better than him in his preferred position. And then the other issue is that we signed Joao Felix, who is then the backup in the number 10 role. So Nkunku is kind of just victim of circumstance, really, which is unfortunate. But another thing that I want to talk about, yes, guys, keep running it up. Keep running those likes up. We need to do better. We need to do better, people. So let's do better, guys. Let's do better. Run it up, guys. Run it up. And please subscribe to the channel as well if you are new round here. I've also been tagged in something on Twitter. Again, I don't know how true this is. We've got to take this shit with a pinch of salt. But again, Chelsea have made inquiries for Dani Elmo, who Barcelona are currently unable to register, according to Mundo Deportivo. Now, for me personally, Dani Olmo, again, is a versatile kind of attacking player. Do we need another versatile attacking player? He's 26 years old. I'm not saying he's shit or anything, but do we actually need this brother? Do we need this brother? Is he actually what we're looking for? A kind of a versatile midfield, attack-minded midfield player. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I've got to be honest, guys. It doesn't make sense to me. He's scored what, 5 goals in La Liga this season? Doesn't make sense. And look, Barcelona always find a way to just find some money out their arse from somewhere. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I don't understand it. It's bullshit, basically. I'm not buying to that at all. I'm not buying into that whatsoever. So let's move away from that. But one thing that is a problem, guys, midfield. We've got no depth in the middle of the park. The depth in the middle of the park is non-existent. You cannot rely on Romeo Lavia to stay fit. Dewsbury Hall is just non-existent. Chukwuemeka, non-existent. And then you've literally got Enzo and Caicedo. That's the reality is. That is the reality. We do not have the depth in midfield. So you look at it, and you're suddenly thinking, right, you cannot rely on Romeo Lavia to stay fit. Dewsbury Hall, as I said, Chukwuemeka, not fancied. Casadei, not good enough. And then you look at the situation and you're like, right, okay, who else have we got? We've got Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. That is it. What changes, if you want to make rotation in midfield, what changes can you make in midfield? Zero midfield. The midfield depth is stinking up the gaff, guys. Zero midfield depth. Where is my midfield depth? Bro, our midfield depth in the shallow end is in the shallow end of the swimming pool, bro. No diving in that area of the pool. And that is the same with our fucking midfield depth. Midfield depth is below 1 meter. That is the reality here, people. The midfield depth is stinking the gaff out. All it is Enzo and Caicedo in midfield. Why did you buy Dewsbury Hall for 30 million quid and then you never use him? You know, why can't he be a midfield why can't he be a midfield depth option? I mean, seriously, guys, what the fuck are we doing here? How have we signed all these midfielders, right? And yet we've got no midfield options because we banked on Romeo Lavia trying to stay fit for the majority of a season. And then we've got players in Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Chukwuemeka who aren't trusted or either aren't good enough in the gaffer's eyes. And yet now all we're doing is running Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez into the ground because we've got no rotation options in midfield. Because we loaned 2 of them out and we decided that we thought that Romeo Lavia could stay fit. So, yeah, there we go. That is a big problem. That is a big problem. That is a big problem. And that's not an issue that looks like it's going to solve itself. Maybe he was. Bro, whether Dewsbury Hall's injured or not, the geezer was never playing anyway. The guy was never playing, people. So, it doesn't make sense. Now, do we risk the wrath of Strasbourg marching to the Blue Coat offices and trying to burn them down if we recall Andre Santos? Do we do that? Look, Leslie Ugochukwu is now starting to play at Southampton now that Ivan Juric is in and Russell Martin's gone. So maybe you look at bringing back Leslie Ugochukwu in January for a different physical profile. Bro, I'm surprised you can see that far at the table from 14th. You, man, need to worry about staying in a division rather than worrying about what's going on with us. We're in the top 4. We've lost 4 games all season. I'm content with the position that we're in. You, on the other hand, are 7 points above the drop zone, and your gaffer's saying that you're embarrassing and that you could well be in a relegation fight. So don't come into the chat here trying to say that we are in the mud. Bro, if we're in the mud, you, man, are in. I don't know what you lot are in, but it's not the mud. It's a lot worse than that. Caicedo is not injured, no. Casadei, no. Ugochukwu is the future. I mean, look, Ugochukwu is an option for me that we should be looking to bring back into midfield because, as I said, we've got no midfield depth, guys. No depth in the midfield. So I'm thinking well, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? Guys, there's 100 people in the building. Make sure you are smashing the like button. Make sure you are subscribing if you're new round here. Let's get this up to 70 likes, guys. We're on 64 at the moment. Let's get this as close to 100 likes as we can. And, of course, people keep subscribing to the channel. Bro, how are we in the mud? We've had a poor run of 3 games, right? Okay. But let's apply a little bit of context here. Okay? Because before the last 3 games, we were being mentioned as title contenders. And, we played some pretty good football. Let me just bring this up on the screen now. Because because people are saying that we're in the mud. We're not in the mud. We've had a bad run of 3 games, right? But let's apply some context here. And this tweet sums up the context, right? 10 days ago, people were mentioning being title contenders. We were on a 13-game unbeaten run, all comps, and we were playing some brilliant football. 3 poor results, and people suddenly think our players and Maresca are awful. Yep, but that's always going to be the way. Fan base is always hella reactionary. Always hella reactionary. I fully admit we've been poor, but football is a game of fine margins. Cucurella scores that header from 2 yards out v Fulham. We go 2-0 up. I hear it. VAR does its job last night. Yeah, I mean, look, the decision to award the penalty last night was absolutely shambolic. Absolutely shambolic, that decision to award the penalty. And yeah, nothing will change my mind on that front. It was a shambles to award a penalty for that. But such is the incompetence that we're in. I know there are issues we have to improve, but let's try and be realistic. Top four has always been the aim. The season is halfway there, and we're in good shape to make the top four. Yep, agreed. There's a huge amount of room for improvement. There was always going to be with a young team and manager. Yep. Surely now is the time to get behind a team that has hugely improved and has a mountain of potential. Maresca is far from perfect, but 80% of what he has done on and off the pitch this year has been great. Losing hurts, especially against teams that we should be beating, but underestimate this league at your peril. There are no easy games. There aren't 5 teams that are given 3 points. Those days are over. Most teams in the league are incredibly rich, and the gap between top and bottom isn't that big. Generally believe all of what is happening will benefit us in the long term, but it doesn't make the pain of a loss any easier. Hopefully Maresca is really considering his New Year's resolutions, playing players in their correct position, playing players in form, and being more proactive with subs would be a good start. So yeah, look, I think that is spot on. You know, we're disappointed with the last few games, but we do have to apply a little bit of context here. There's not a single one of us in this chat right now that are watching that wouldn't have taken the position that we are in right now at the start of the season. So why all of a sudden are people turning on the gaffer and saying that we're shit? Okay, the last 3 games have not been good enough. No one's running away from that. But we are still, despite that, in a very good position. So we need to see some improvements from the gaffer. We need to see some improvements from certain players. But you know, you cannot be saying to me that that you wouldn't have signed up for this. You know, we've got a rookie manager. You know, we've got a very young and inexperienced squad, and yet we've managed to put ourselves in a pretty decent position so far this season. I don't see it. I don't see it as an issue. You know, where we are right now. I think we look good. I think we're in a decent position. We're on course to do what we, you know, set out to achieve. So why shouldn't we be doing that again? Why shouldn't we be doing that? Why should we not be happy with where we are right now? Things need to improve, absolutely. Look, in the last 3 games, yes, I would agree. In the last 3 games, yes, he's not been proactive enough. But having seen what the squad rotation options are offering, I can actually kind of see, you know, why maybe he's been reluctant to use them. You can see why he's been reluctant to use them potentially. So, yeah, you know, it's an interesting one, guys. If we keep playing like this, how long will we remain in this position? The past is the past. We're clearly playing poorly now. Bro, that's such a negative mindset to go with. Like, it doesn't work like that. Yes, we lost to Ipswich, right, which we shouldn't have lost. But that doesn't mean that we're going to go to Selhurst Park and lose, you know. It doesn't mean that at all. Anyone can beat anyone in this league. And we have still played good football this season. And I'm still more than confident that we will finish in the top 4 this season. And I'm more than confident that we will come out of this run of poor games, you know, and get ourselves back on track and finish in the top 4. You know, yes, we're frustrated. Yes, the last few games have absolutely not been good enough. But we are in a position, guys, where we would have all bitten our hands off to be in at the start of the season where we're at right now. Because I don't think many of you would have thought we'd be in the position that we were in right now at the end of at this point of the season. And you know, that is what we have to be on about. You know, yeah, I mean, admittedly, Palace can't play. They can't play their best defender against us, which is a good thing. which is a good thing, guys. It is a good thing. So, yeah, that's that's where we're at on that one. Nah, bro, I'm not having it. No, I don't think so. I still want the team to improve on set pieces, bro. We're not going to reach Arsenal level of set pieces. You know, that is unrealistic expectations you're creating for yourself. We're not going to yeah, we're not gonna see that, bro. Palace we won't beat, draw at best. Bro, the wheels haven't fallen off. I promise you, the wheels are not falling off. Yes, there's some issues in the team, but of course there's going to be issues in the team. It's a young team. Like what are we expecting? What are we expecting? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, why are we surprised that a young, inexperienced team has got a few issues? Yeah, why are we surprised by that, guys? I mean, that shouldn't be any sort of surprise whatsoever. You know, that shouldn't be any sort of surprise, guys. Shouldn't be any sort of surprise at all to find ourselves in the position that we're in. Bro, Vega's not going to play in midfield. I don't know where you're getting that idea from. That is not going to happen, guys. Vega won't play in midfield on Saturday. And I was about to look at something, and now I've completely forgotten what I was going to look at. What was I about to look at? Oh yeah. Let me just quickly find it now. But I mean, look, guys, in the chat, let me know. Do you have faith in Maresca that he's going to turn this around and pull us out of it? We need to go back to basics. We need to go back to basics. And now this is up to the gaffer. This is up to the gaffer to show that he can sort this out. Go back to basics, play players in their best positions, and don't pick players based on their name or their reputation. Play players on form and play players in their best position. But now, and look, Maresca said after the game last night that, you know, he was expecting a moment like this in the season. We were all expecting a moment like this to come in the season where, you know, we would be struggling. You know, we'd go for a period of, you know, a run of games where we don't win for 3 or 4 games or whatever it is. That happens to every team over the course of a season. Ours is happening right now. And what I need to see is a response from the players, and I need to see a response from the gaffer. Are you going to learn from your mistakes? Are you going to rectify what's going wrong? And I believe that he has demonstrated throughout the season that he will rectify what's wrong, and he will make the relevant changes that are required. But having said that, you know, we obviously have to wait and see that first of all. That is what we have to wait and see. But yeah, I think it is going to be an interesting one, guys. I think it's going to be an interesting one. But this is now the chance. Maresca rightfully showered with praise, as I've said, but you know, really, like the biggest problems so far that Maresca's had to deal with have been what? Off-pitch issues, haven't they? You know, starting with the Enzo Fernandez incident in the summer, you know, the banishing players to the bomb squad or whatever. And then obviously the ownership situation as well, when supposedly Egbali and Bowley hated each other, but we've heard nothing about that for months and months. Those have been his most difficult challenges. But now I think we're seeing where, yeah, Maresca now is facing his first real challenge on the pitch at Chelsea. Lack of control against Fulham. There was lack of control against Ipswich. Why are we suddenly now lacking so much control in games is something that I would be looking at. You know, we've lost back-to-back games for the first time under the gaffer, and we failed to score in back-to-back away games now as well, which is not great. Look, 3 games, by the way, out of 38. So, look, 3 games, right, over the course of a season is a very, very small amount of games to have a bit of a blip over. But having said that, we shouldn't be ignoring the warning signs and the things that are causing concerns. This is a small blip, and it's, guys, as some of you may think differently, but this is a small blip, and this is not a sign that everything is falling apart and all the wheels are fucking falling off and all that nonsense. That is not the sign that this is happening. Bro, the wheels aren't falling off. I don't know why people think the wheels are falling off. They absolutely aren't falling off. It's been 3 games. If 3 games becomes 6 games or whatever, then it's a different conversation. But 3 games, the wheels are not falling off, guys. But if people are obviously entitled to feel the way that they want to feel, and that is, I've got no issue with that. No issue with that whatsoever. And I consistently say we weren't in a title race, and it's obvious we're not in a title race. Yes, we've dropped to 4th now, and we're only 3 points ahead of Newcastle and Man City, which is a problem. And there's probably been I'd say probably for the first time now, there is some criticism. Yes. By the way, bro, if you watch the games, Everton played in a totally different way against Forest than they did against us. Okay, they didn't set up in the same way at all. I'd have to go at Enzo and Caicedo again, because there's no other viable options in my opinion. But yeah, look, this is now the real first questions that are being asked of Maresca in this game. And again, look, it's interesting because people talked about a lack of substitutions over the last few games, which is absolutely fair and something that I criticised. And he made 4 or 5 changes to the starting 11 against Ipswich, and those players that came in, that didn't really work either. Let's be honest, right? We didn't play well last night, but we were also a little bit unlucky. The penalty was never a penalty. We had, I think, almost 20 attempts on goal. We hit the post twice. We had an effort cleared off the line. But having said that, the same old defensive flaws, guys. Coping with counter-attacks, we couldn't deal with it. So yeah, those are some worries there. But look, it is what it is. Look, fatigue claims, yeah, we do look tired, but we have got a massive squad. A few injuries are obviously taking us. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, absolutely. It's so annoying, and it always tends to happen with us. That we've got a fucking goalkeeper that just has a worldie against us. Look, we didn't deserve anything from the game, but you can't, we were a little bit unlucky as well. Oh, bless you to me. Anyway, obviously allergic to I don't know what. Anyway, no, I don't think anyone's suspended, by the way. No. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. There is no new baby. So whatever. Yeah, look, the Phillips goal was offside, but look, by no means were we did we deserve to get anything out of that game? We absolutely didn't. But yeah, guys, 107 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do, guys. We're on 74 likes. Let's get this up as close to 100 likes as we can, guys. Let's get it up as close to 100 likes as we can. Keep smashing the like button, people. It does really help me out, and I really, really do appreciate it. So let's make sure that you're smashing the like button, and also make sure, guys, that you are subscribing to the channel if you are new round here. That would be greatly appreciated. Yellow cards restart now. Maybe they do restart now because we're on to game week 20, and it then becomes 10 bookings before you get sent off. But yeah, look, there are a few things that need to be sorted out, and I'm confident we can get them sorted out. But yeah, it is still it is a little bit concerning, certain things. But at the end of the day, you cannot argue that Chelsea are in a much better position compared to this time last year. We're in a far better position compared to this time last year. So there's nothing we can there's nothing that we should be concerned about. Right, we're in a much better position, guys, and we just got to hope the gaffer can sort it out. I hope not. I don't think so, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. To be fair, well, yeah, everyone needs the points, but yeah, it's unfortunate, guys. It is unfortunate. But the fact that they showed more desire to win it, bro, no one's accepting losses. When once have I accepted any losses? No one's accepting losses, but you have to look at the bigger picture. It is factual that we are in a better position. That we are in a better position than we were this time last year. That is facts. We have made progress compared to this time last year. That is also facts. So the idea that we're not in a good position is nonsense. The last 3 games have been poor. No doubt about it. The last 3 games have not been good enough. And it feels like we need a bit of a reset, and we need to go again. But to say that we've not been good enough that we haven't made progress and we're not in a better position than we are this time last year, it's just bullshit. It is just complete and utter bullshit. Of course we're in a better position. Yeah, we did, and it was crap, but we can't just sit and dwell on it. We got to move on and make sure that we rectify the decisions in the first place. Yeah, no, we do need more help in there. We do need help in there. We do. And it's now time to the gaffer to make some adjustments for the players to step up, and let's see what we can produce. But again, look, away at Palace is not going to be easy, people. Away at Palace will not be easy. It really won't be. It really won't be. So look, I think for me, I mean, fair enough if that's what you think. I'm not going to, police people's opinions, but I honestly believe that we will finish in the top 4. Look, will we beat Crystal Palace? I hope so. But again, it's a difficult game. It is a difficult game. There's no doubt about this. It's a tough game, guys. It is a tough game, but what can we do, people? What can we do? So yeah, we are going to have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, guys, run it up, run it up. Look, I mean, people, what are your thoughts, guys? Run these likes up. We are on 79 likes. Let's get another 20 likes. There's more than enough people in the building. 108 of you locked in. Make sure that you are smashing that like button. It does really, really help. More than you can believe, as Matisse says. If we finish sixth, it's a disgrace, bro. Let's stop throwing everything so far forward. Yeah, true, bro. We're not doing this sacking business again. Look, I've said time and time again, wherever Maresca finishes in the league, we have to stick with him. We can't keep ripping things up and just starting again and again and again. My expectation at the lowest is champion. Yeah, bro. My expectation was Champions League football and win the Conference League. Are we on track to do both at the halfway stage of the season? Yes. That is why I'm not panicking and completely losing my shit. Am I concerned about what's happened in the last 3 games? Yes. Is what's happened in the last 3 games absolutely unacceptable? Yes. You know, yeah. For me, I don't understand. I don't understand some people. Bro, I've got absolutely no idea where Lavia is. I don't know. I've got no idea. No, bro, it's not true. I don't know. I don't know why you keep asking me that. It's a bit weird. But yeah, look, guys. Palace on Saturday. There'll be more stuff coming for the Palace game. What day is it today? It's fucking Tuesday. These days between Christmas and New Year are a bit of a madness, to be honest. They are a bit of a madness. Yeah, I don't know what fucking day of the week it is, but yeah, we're Tuesday. So, yeah, no, guys, we've got plenty of content coming in the build up to the Palace game. Plenty of content coming. Yeah, it's bro. David Washington is not part of the first team picture. He's probably I don't know where he is. How funny is it that the games we thought would be easy and take most points, I honestly thought that I thought we'd get 7 points from 9. I really did. I thought we'd get 7 points from 9, but instead we got 1. I thought we'd beat Fulham at home, and I thought we'd beat Ipswich, and I had us down for a draw at Everton. So yeah, let's wait and see. It's an interesting one. Yeah, fuck's sake. We're gonna have to try and bring it back, people. We're gonna have to try and bring it back. I don't know where Lavia is, but I do worry about the fact that we've basically allowed Santos and Ugochukwu to leave the football club on loan on the basis of taking a massive gamble that Romeo Lavia is going to stay fit for the majority of the season, when there's literally zero evidence whatsoever to suggest that that's going to be the case. You know, it's mental, people. It is mental. But do you know what, guys? We've got a perspective is key. Yeah, bro, Lavia is so key for us. But the problem is that you can't rely on him. The geezer just not available on a regular enough basis. But we're going in the right direction. You know, and you can't argue with it. We are going in the right direction, and that for me is the most important thing. The most important thing is we're heading in the right direction. But look, this drop in form was going to happen eventually. Of course it was. Now it's about the response. You know, it's not about how hard you get knocked down. It's about how you get back up. And we now need to get back up. We need to get back in the saddle, and we need to put in a fucking good performance against Crystal Palace and get the 3 points. Actually, forget the performance. Get the 3 points. That is all that matters now. I'm not asked about performance levels at this point in time. When you're on a little bit of a bad run, you just need to find the 3 points any way possible. Any way possible. Let's make sure that we do that. Simple as that. That is what we must do. Are we going to do it? I don't know. But we need to make sure. We need to make sure that we do. We need the response. We need it, and we have to get it. Do I think we can get it? Yes. Do we have the qualities to get it? Yes. But you sort of think, oh, we need to make changes and whatnot. But I don't know what changes we should be making, to be honest, because we made 5 changes for the game last night and none of it really worked. Do we revert back to the team which played against Fulham? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is, guys, that we're on 83 likes. Guys, run this up to 90 likes. Come on, people. I'm going to round the show out in the next couple of minutes. Let's run these likes up and finish the year on a high. Lavia failed a late fitness test for the game. Should be ready for Palace. I mean, whether that's true or not, I don't know. Regardless, right, even if Lavia is available for Palace, the geezer is not starting the match. Bro, I said it earlier. It's mannequin challenge football when Nkunku's up there. It's statue settings. Like, it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It is absolute nonsense, guys. Yeah, fucking hell. Just accept that it's back to reality for us. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? We haven't been found out. We have not been found out. Okay, that is nonsense. And he's not tactically inept either. We've had a bad run of 3 games and we've suddenly got this nonsense being spouted. As a top 4 team, we're allowed to lose a game every now and then, but I'd rather lose it playing good. Yeah, bro, look, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. Of course, you know, there are better ways of losing per se, but loss is a loss. You know, you got to feel shit after a loss, regardless of what's happened. So, yeah, tricky times at the moment, but I'm confident that we can come through it. I think Maresca made those because most players are on 4 yellows. Maybe, I don't know. No, there's no Nkunku agendas, but him playing as a 9's not it. I've never said that Nkunku's a shit footballer, but as a number 9, it's not the one. It's not the one as a number 9. So just as a 9, it needs to be left. No more number 9 for Christopher Nkunku. No more number 9, guys. Simple as that. Guys, 10 more likes to 100. Can we get it in the next 5 minutes before rounding the show out? Let's hope we can. The Sassy gets 77 minutes of, yeah, bro, don't. I know. Feel sorry for Jorgensen. He hasn't played a match without the Sassy suicide passing in front of him yet. There's been a little bit of bad luck, but we also have to admit that we've not been good enough. You know, we have to admit that we haven't been good enough, guys, over the last few games. It's as simple as that. We've not been good enough. There's been a bit of bad luck, but ultimately the overriding thing is we have not been good enough. Nkunku likes what's happening, man. He looks well off it. Yeah, no, he does. He does look well off it. How are we feeling about Achimpong James getting? Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that does happen. But I expect Malo Gusto will start the game against Palace. But yeah, let's hope that we can. Let's hope that we can get away with that. Let's hope we can see that. We played well against Liverpool away and happy players. So yeah. So many through balls could have been fed to Nkunku, potentially. Bro, you have to have some luck in football as well. Yeah, the performances in the games have not been that great, but on the whole, we've played pretty well this season. You know, I wouldn't say it was a crisis, but yeah, it would be another big blow if we weren't able to get the job done against Palace. That it would be a big blow. Guys, 9 more likes, run it up, 104, 106 in the building. Make sure you're smashing the like button, people. It's free. It takes seconds to do, and I would greatly appreciate it. I saw Leslie Southampton match, and he plays like Nkunku, and he's a DM. He still needs to be retrained again. I don't know what that means. For me, Maresca is making the opposition third too crowded. We don't need 7 players in there third to score a goal. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. Yeah, no, Nkunku's done at Chelsea. He's done. That last game was just weird. They just looked like not interested. Yeah, I don't really know what was going on though. We were having proper head loss as well. Yeah, which was a bit of a strange one. But yeah, is what it is, people. Is what it is. Yes, 8 more. Run it up, guys. Come on, people. I don't understand why Maresca keeps playing Crystal up front. Yeah, bro, I've discussed that earlier. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, yeah, that is where we're at, people. I'm going to check if there's been any news that has come through. Any news whatsoever. There's anything come through in terms of in the last few minutes. Have we seen any news? I don't think there's any news that has come through. No. So let's have a quick look. Guys, we're still 7 likes away. I am going to start to round the show out now. Let me answer this question to finish off. Right, okay, makes sense. How many points do you think we'll get from the next 5? Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, City, West Ham. So what? 3 of those are at home, 2 away. 15 points. How many are we going to get? I'm going to say 10. I'm going to go 10 points on that one. I'm going to say 10 points. But look, it's so hard predicting those things because football's not played on paper. It is really difficult to predict those sorts of things. But yeah, guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. 4 more likes to the 100. We're almost there. Just a question. Don't you think we are better with a double pivot into the Kaiser? Yeah, absolutely. Fair, 6 points, and yeah, 10 points. Fair. Yeah, look, those are things that are really difficult to do because football's not played on paper. So it is tricky, guys. It is tricky, but that is where we are. 3 more likes now, guys. 3 more likes. But people, I am going to round this one out here. Guys, thank you so much for all the support this year in 2024. It's been a big year for the channel. It's been a big year for myself. We've passed the 15,000 subscriber mark. Obviously can't do it without any of you guys. Yes, it's me doing the content and whatever, but I can't do it without you guys, without the support, without the interaction. So guys, honestly, we might not all agree at the same time. Maybe I know some of you, and I don't know others of you, but it's been a pleasure, people. It's been an absolute pleasure. Big up the chat, big up the community. We might not agree with everything, guys, but it's all love at the end of the day. We all want Chelsea to do well. And let's hope for a big year in 2025. Now, guys, whatever you're doing in New Year's Eve, whether you're celebrating, whether you're going out, doing whatever you get up to, enjoy. And yeah, let's hope for a big year. Hopefully get the channel to 20,000 subscribers. Not hopefully, we are going to get the channel to 20,000 subscribers next year in 2025. Lots of big things to come. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really do mean it. And yeah, here's to a big 2025, people. I'll be back. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow with a New Year's Day stream. Maybe people can tune in hungover. We'll have a bit of a general chat, possibly. But if not, guys, I will be back on Thursday. Opposition preview, Palace stuff. Lots of content to come, guys. And as I said, again, massive thank you for all the support in 2024. Really appreciate each and every single one of you. Let's hope we get back to winning ways. Loads of content to come for the remainder of the week. But yeah, guys, for the final time in 2024, up the Chelsea. Peace out. Love, as always, guys. Smash the like, subscribe. See you next year, people.